1, 2, 3.
All right, we're going to call this Let a Scholarship Pay and Keep the Debt Away. So a few years ago, each college student was walking away with about $80,000 worth of average debt. And so this is going to be 7 steps to grab your scholarship money to keep the debt away so that you're not paying on student loans and let scholarships pay for your way to college. Step 1 would be to construct your resume. How many people here have a resume already built? We've got 3. Kathy has 1. That's 4. Alyssa? That's 5. So we have 5 people here out of about 15 who have a resume built. This is a foundation to construct your resume. These 7 steps are very important, and you have to have something to build on, and that would be your resume. So I have an example of mine for those of you who have not ever done one. We're just going to go through it real quick, just really fast, to give you a highlight of why it would be important to have your resume there. It's a blueprint, just like you would have with essay writing. I can get into my computer. And it will kind of refresh you on the 7 steps because it's the building block. So if you go to the top of it, you got your objective. Our objective is to have a scholarship. So I've listed the places where I've worked first, and if you need your mom or somebody, even Google can show you how to get a resume going. And I'll just kind of flip this around. And you've got your address, you got your phone number. You're going to have references on here because they're going to ask for references on scholarships. You're going to have teachers, counselors. These are the people that are going to give you legitimacy of what you've been doing. They're going to, sometimes you're going to be asked to have a reference letter. So feel free to go to your counselor for that, or your favorite music teacher, or whatever it is that you're going to go into school for. You're going to need the reference letters. Very important to build relationships with your teachers so that they can do that. Or like a membership leader, if you're a part of Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or whatever. You also are going to list your education, and your grade point average is a part of the construction of your resume. So this is like a subcategory. I've seen GPAs that are required even at 2.0, so you don't have to shoot for the high ones if you don't have like a 4.0. There's ones that are for 2.5, 3.0. These are the things you're going to look at. You know what you have, so that's what you would look for. And then you can start listing the ones that you win. And that will be a reference for other times for yourself. So the resume is step number 1. Anybody have any questions? All right, step number 2 would be to engage in community service. You need to volunteer. Scholarship foundations are going to want you to show that you are a part of the community and that they're investing their money into someone that's going to be important, building relationships. Examples that I've done is Meals on Wheels. So you could go to a non-for-profit agency and they might already have suggestions for things that you can sign up for. I would always go during like Thanksgiving or whatever and just volunteer during that time if you have extra time on weekends. People need help. There's a place in Independence, I think Trinity Lutheran is where they do their main Meals on Wheels in this area. And so you can just sign up and then you go throughout the community and you give it. There might be something different for Liberty, but Independence, I'm definitely for sure on that one, near the square. So I've read to the disabled. Alyssa's read to the disabled before. Any of the creative arts that you do, I do poetry. So I've done poetry nights for kids and for adults, workshopping to build whatever kind of thing that you're into. If you're into art, look into donating your time maybe at an art gallery or whatever for kids or whatever you can think of. So volunteering is very important. You can go to a food pantry. You can help on your extra time that you might have. But to show that you are investable, that's key. Step 3, if I need to slow down, you know, joining clubs. It's building your network of possibilities. And so once you get recognized, you're going to start getting letters in the mail just because you're going to be recognized, you're going to have networking, people are going to know who you are, So I just randomly got something in the mail saying National Honor and Merit Society. Would you like to join? I did. There was other things that I've been asked to do, because once they see who you are, then you're gonna get more options to meet more people. Step 4 would be seminars like this, going and engaging in things that you enjoy doing. They're gonna tell you additional places that you can sign up for. I am into writing. Some people might be into politics. There's a place called the Intercollegiate Scholars Institute, and it allows high school students and college students to look at different things that they can win money for writing essays. One year they said, okay, there's this guy that wrote this book. What is your response to his book? Read it, and then you could win $5,000. That was just one. So it's the Intercollegiate Scholars Institute. That's more for conservative writing. I'm sure there's some for liberal too. And then number 5 would be forums with the scholarship hunt. There's different ways you can do it. You could go to a library, or you could go to Barnes & Noble. That's what I did. This is 2017 Ultimate Scholarship book. It has over $1 million worth of grants, prizes, scholarships. We'll get into this more, but this is the actual hunting part of it, and it's fun because you get to get all hyped up on the possibility of winning. So far, I've almost gotten a total of $20,000 worth of scholarships, and it's because I've invested little time, but it becomes like an obsession of mine because it's money in your pocket. So I would recommend this book if you don't have the money. It's about $29.99. If you don't have it, you can go to the library and you can go to their reference section, and you can sit there and you can write down, like, I'm just gonna randomly open it. We have After College Nursing Scholarship. Woo! American Association of Colleges of Nursing. It's in Washington, D.C. Now, I want you guys to at least have 2 before you leave. You can look at this. Here's one. It's a minimum GPA of 3.25 to assist students pursuing careers in nursing. The applicants must be enrolled in bachelor's, master's, or doctoral program. And so they have that. So you just have to read and see deadlines. It'll tell you. It'll say how many awards and how much. This is $2,500. Number of awards is 4. It tells you how to apply. Applications are available online. Winners are announced within 60 days of each deadline. It's exclusive at ultimatescholarshipbook.com. You can enter the code for updates on the award, and it'll send it to you through your email. So that is the scholarship hunt, step number 5. And then some other ways you can do it. You don't have to do it through a book. If you want to do it online, you can go to Google. You could search anything, like a heritage scholarship. My brother went to William Jewell. If I wanted to go to William Jewell, because he got his there, his degree, it would be called a legacy scholarship. So I could, hey, what are your legacy scholarships? My brother went there. That's just one way that you could get a heritage one. If your parents are in the armed forces, if somebody's a nurse, like, they could apply for that. My father was a police officer. I could get it for that. Anything for your grandparents, uncles, aunts, whatever the criteria is, you can look for it. 6, scholarship handbooks. These, we just discussed, will have internships. If you don't want to volunteer time in that way, just volunteering for like Meals on Wheels or something, you could intern with something that would be specific. Like, say you're going into radio and you want to do like a shadowing. That would go on your resume to give you more experience, and then it's not just that you're volunteering your time, but you're also doing hands-on-the-job training that they're going to want to give you access to scholarships for through internships. And it also has access to loans. Like, if you have a banking or a credit agency, they'll offer you either scholarships or even loans that you could do. I would do scholarships first and loans last, because there's going to be percentage rates, and that's going to carry you into hundreds of thousands of debt, which you don't want to have to do. So you want to do the scholarships first and foremost, and grants. Grants are monies that do not have to be paid back. They are not loans. They are given from certain foundations. One, for instance, just the top of my head would be the Bill Gates Foundation. They have grants. It's kind of like a scholarship, but they word it as a grant. It's different tax reasons. And then you have websites And one that I would recommend that I've been using ever since the 90s was fastweb.com. And when you go to fastweb.com, I'm going to actually bring it up. You need to set up like a profile. They're going to ask you questions about yourself so that it will cater to you. It will actually generate scholarships for you. And it'll give you emails and updates. It'll tell you about the deadlines. And let me just bring it up real quick. And Alyssa and I, my husband, we lived in Atlanta a couple years ago. We went to the United Negro College Fund, and it's uncf.com. We were sitting next to children that had grabbed over $1 million worth of scholarships. After you've paid for your books and your tuition and maybe your housing, after all that's said and done, whatever is over and above that is your pocket change. That is your money. So you could use that for a house. You could use it after you've already paid for everything, because it doesn't cost $1 million to go to school. So just imagine what you could do with that. Use your talents too. So here is fastweb.com, access to over 1.5 million scholarships. And so Heritage would be a part of that. I mean, anything. You could just, you said you wanted to get into journalism? Essays. Essays are a part of it that's very important. You don't have to be the best writer, but you just have to take the time. 30 minutes an evening. Or what, I mean, set a goal, whatever you want to do throughout the month. Get one done per month.
I just did one like last week for, it was like driving safety. That's what a lot of them are on. It's like 5
Sometimes you can do a video. If you just do a video, Alyssa did one for me, and you just, whatever their question is, they'll ask a question. What do you think about this political idea? And then you give your perspective, and then you have somebody videotape you and your response, and then you send that in, and that's quick change, money. All right, so here's some winners. $20,000, $3,000, $2,000. I'm sitting here on almost $20,000. I just haven't had a lot of time this semester to get more, but I just got one. And I'll share that with you here in just a moment. So step number 6 is apply. Apply for them. Key points on applying. Look at the deadline. You don't want to put all of your energy into something and then you didn't postmark it on the date. You got it wrong. I've actually done that before. I prepared for it and I was like, oh, that was the Bruce Lee scholarship. He just wanted, the question in memory of him was, and it'll come back next spring, so I'm going to get there, but it said, why is education important to you? You answer that question, you give who you are, and it didn't matter what state you lived in, it was just, why is education important to you? So you just answer that question, and you could get, I think it was like $3,000, Bruce Lee scholarship. There's one right there. So, all right, applying. The main thing would be to have your transcripts from your high school. Those are usually free. Once you get to college level, sometimes they charge you $3, sometimes they charge you $5 to get your scholarship transcripts. Not scholarships, just transcripts for your scholarships or anything else. So you want to make sure that you get that in time, because sometimes the schools are backed up and they can take forever and you won't have it. And sometimes they want you to have official ones sent, so they can't be opened. You can't look at them, you can't copy them, they can't. It has to be official from the school, showing that these are your actual records. You want to sign your paperwork. I've actually overlooked it before. And then make sure that the packet's complete. Maybe have somebody else look at it if you need to make sure that you have it all compiled together. So, step number 7 is to enjoy winning. And I'm going to share with you, I won the Emerge Scholarship for Empowering Women. That was $5,000. They had a luncheon. My husband got to go with me. They put your name up on the screen and everybody's cheering or whatever. I've gotten the Virginia Carter Scholarship. She was a woman that worked for, it was in memory of her, she worked for Primerica, and she wanted to help other women have access to school. So she, in her memory, they built a scholarship for that. Life University, I went there, it's in Georgia, and I got the Memorial Scholarship based on my GPA. I got, just this last semester, the Michael Murphy Memorial Scholarship. He was a humanities professor who passed away at the school that I attend, and I was chosen for that. One last one would be the Student in Transition. So I'm transitioning And it would be that I had like an interruption to my college experience, and so they looked at all of my information, and I'm a 4.0, so they said we're gonna invest in you, and I just got that. So, anyone have any questions? All right, so I'm just gonna, if anybody wants to look at some and have 2 before you leave, it would allow you an opportunity to grab some cash. And I'm competitive, so